Tonight's big stories, Makati City Mayor Abby Binay isn't letting up without a fight. Binay says she's not leaving behind the 300,000 or so residents caught up in the land dispute between Makati and Taguig.
Rebranding is in the air. The Marcos administration launches its own logo and brand titled Bagong Pilipinas. But like other rebrandings that came before it, this one also raised quite a few eyebrows.
And fangirling took an ugly turn in a viral video of fans barging into Lea Salonga's dressing room, all in the name of a selfie.
Welcome to the show. I'm Regina.
I'm Gretchen.
And I'm Shawn.
Good evening. Our top story tonight, Makati Mayor Abby Binay is at it again. In a Facebook video published just today, Binay spoke up about the Makati versus Taguig land dispute once more, saying she's worried about the 300,000 or so residents that will now be classified as Taguigueños.
Akong nawalan ng mga anak, magulang, lolo at lola. Sila ang mga inaaruga at inaalagaan ko sa simula't simula. Sa katunayan, nitong 2022, naglaan ng city government ng higit 9 bilyong piso para sa kanilang kapakanan. Sinasabi ng Taguig na handa raw sila nagbigay sa mahigit 300,000 katao na nakatira sa 10 barangay.
Let's take a quick look back. Recall that the Supreme Court has ruled with finality on the Makati-Taguig territorial dispute in favor of Taguig, which means the enlisted men's barrios or EMBO barangays that are currently part of Makati will now become part of Taguig City. This includes Barangay Sembo, South Sembo, Comembo, East Rembo, West Rembo, Pembo, Rizal, and Pitogo.
Mayor Binay said that she is worried that Taguig will not be able to provide the affected residents with the same benefits as they are getting from Makati. That includes medical and financial assistance as well as free education to students who are residents of Makati. They receive free school uniforms, shoes, and school supplies from elementary to high school.
Let's talk about this further with none other than Makati City Mayor Abby Binay joining us live via Zoom. Good evening, Mayor. Thanks so much for joining us on the big story tonight.
Hello, good evening.
Mayor, you heard us reporting about your Facebook video that was uploaded today. I understand this is a delicate subject for you, but I wanted to get right to the heart of the matter, which is the Supreme Court has already ruled with finality here, and I was wondering, what are you hoping to achieve by speaking up again about the issue?
I'm actually not speaking again about the issue. I'm actually telling my constituents about the finality of the case. In fact, if you recall last month while I was abroad, the mayor of Taguig was insisting that the case was already final. And I did not comment because as far as the city was concerned, we still had a pending omnibus motion, which was not yet resolved by the Supreme Court, which was only recently resolved. So it is part of my duty to update my constituents on the status of the case. Hence my Facebook post today about the finality of the case.
Mayor Abby, I just wanted to get your thoughts on this. We all know, like, a lot of people, they moved. These 300,000 Makatizens who are now going to be residing in Taguig, they will actually still have affiliations with Makati. If they are registered voters of Makati, then they would that mean that they would still receive the benefits, the senior citizens, the students, and the ones that with the yellow card?
Well, it will depend on how the Commission on Audit will treat them. One is, what will be the effect once COMELEC decides to integrate these residents as voters of Taguig? then they will no longer be considered as Makati residents. And then what will be the cascading effects? They will no longer be qualified for the benefits being given as a Makati resident. The only question will be is when will this begin? When will Taguig have to assume these commitments, and when will Makati stop or cease giving these benefits to these constituents? I think yun na lang yung question eh.
So
It's
sure
really,
na yan,
when
Mayor?
do we start?
Sure na yun, Mayor, na magyayari? Yung when na lang yung in question right
Yeah.
now. Okay.
Okay, Mayor, you spoke about, you said that you will remain to be in service of your constituents, whether they are part of Makati or Taguig. And with that, have you already spoken with Taguig City Mayor Lani Cayetano and other agencies which can possibly help sort out the discrepancies of the benefits?
As to your first question, no, I have not spoken to the Cayetanos. As to your second question, I actually have a meeting with the Department of Education tomorrow because one thing that we will have to resolve immediately will be the 26,000 students in my public schools that will be affected once school opens in August next month. By the end of August, the next school year will start. So I don't know. Again, it will really depend on how the COA will give me some guidance on the dispensing of public funds to residents that are no longer considered as residents. So it will be it. I'm also meeting with the Commission on Audit this week again to get guidance, and hopefully we will also. I'm also going to already start my transition team because wala na akong magagawa. I will have to, ako lang naman, I just want to be assured that my constituents, that will no longer be my constituents,
Right.
will still get the same benefits
Right.
that they are used to receiving in Makati.
That's right. Just as an adjunct to what you have said, you spoke about schools and, of course, medical services. One of the big contentions here is that OSMAC and UMAC, or Hospital ng Makati and University of Makati, will now be under Taguig. Has that
No.
issue been cleared up?
It will be
Yeah.
in Taguig, but it is a city government property.
Okay.
So it is owned by the city government of Makati, situated in Taguig. So this is a similar, if you look, this is analogous to the South Cemetery. The South Cemetery is located in Makati, but it is owned by Manila. So it's the same.
So that's
UMAC
both UMAC and
will
OSMAC.
still be owned by the city government of Makati. The university and the hospital will still be owned by the city government of Makati that will cater to Makati residents.
All right. Thanks for
So
clearing that up.
yun yung difference. I will not be able to cater to the residents living in the embos. Yun yung magiging problem. Taguig will have to pay for their tuition if they are studying in the University of Makati. Taguig will have to pay for their hospitalization if they end up in hospital ng Makati because they are no longer considered as Makati residents. So gets mo kung bakit ang hirap nung pinagdadaanan ng mga Makatizens that are affected by, especially those living in the embos. It's the uncertainty of having to produce money when you have to go through a dialysis, or ma-hospital ako, ay wala akong pambayad. Hindi kagaya dati na wala na akong binabayaran. It's those uncertainties that needs to be addressed. That needs to be addressed by Taguig.
And so, is it fair to say that you have little confidence that Taguig will be able to deliver similar benefits?
If they can assure me that they have an additional fund of almost 7 billion, then I will be assured.
But at the moment, you're not seeing that?
Because where will they get an additional 7 billion? Almost 8 billion pesos ang kailangan nila to be able to finance my 322,000 constituents.
All right. And just
They have to do a lot of pencil pushing. The taxes generated in that area is so small. It's so negligible. as compared to the social services that's being received by that area.
I don't actually have visibility into Taguig's financial statements at the moment, but Mayor, that's not what you're seeing at the moment? Wala silang capacity
No.
at the moment, is what you're saying?
They don't have the capacity. I'm telling you that the city government of Makati's per capita, or the expense per capita that the city allocates to its residents is 26,000. So 26,000 times 322,000, if I'm not mistaken, is around 9 billion. 9 billion. The estimated income for these areas is only 1B.
So basically, Mayor, what you're saying is yung mga pang-fund yun, no, dito sa mga MBOs ay nagagaling sa ibang parts ng Makati that generate higher
Correct.
revenues, and then you just spread it out. Mayor,
Correct.
right?
That's what you call social equality. Diba? Yung mga nakatira sa village, nagbabayad ng RPT, part of their taxes that they pay are the ones that subsidize for the schools. That the kids get benefit, the kids get all their freebies. Nanggagaling yun dun sa RPT na galing sa villages, or RPT galing dun sa mga condos. So, hindi yun nakukuha dun sa area ng MBOS. So, hindi siya self-sufficient. Sort of saying it's not self-sufficient.
Yeah.
The taxes that you collect from the area is not enough to sustain the benefits that are being received by the residents in that area.
Right, so very quickly, just to wrap this up, wala na talagang, kumbaga, wala nang opening or loophole, Mayora, no, pagdating sa Supreme Court with a territorial dispute. So, for you, tapos na yon. You're now looking forward on how to manage the 300,000 residents in the MBOs.
I will have to manage everyone's expectations, which is very difficult. Mahirap hindian yung mga tao na humihingi ng tulong, diba? So, mahabang pasensya, mahabang pangunawa ang hinihingi ko sa kanila na sana kahit gusto ko, 'di ba? There are legal issues that needs to be legal meaning yung dispensing of public funds for Makati residents and non-Makati residents. So, kumbaga sa Supreme Court tapos na yan they have already spoken, and we will have to respect that. As an officer of the court, I will have to respect the decision. We all have to respect the decision. So we will have to move on from there.
Well, here's hoping we all can come to a happy compromise. Thank you so much for joining us tonight, Makati City Mayor Abby Binay. And just for the record, we did also reach out to Taguig City Mayor Lani Cayetano today for a reaction to this, but we've yet to receive a reply from her office. We will report on it if and when she does respond.
Right, moving over to the weather now. We have Tropical Storm Dodong and the Habagat dumping heavy rainfall in several provinces over the last weekend, including over Metro Manila. In Antipolo, one person died from a landslide in Sitio Vista Grande in Barangay Santa Cruz. Over a dozen houses were also buried, displacing some 50 residents. Aside from the heavy rainfall, residents blame the ongoing construction of a cold storage facility, which sits on top of the sitio. According to one of the survivors, it was the loose soil from the construction site that fell on the houses. Local authorities said that the owner of the ice plant has not responded to the accusations, but has vowed to pay damages.
Nagbibigay sila ng unang tulong para doon sa kanilang napurhisyong mga kabarangay namin, at napag-usapan din na yung mga namatay gagastusan nila.
In Benguet, several roads have been closed off due to landslides. Cannon Road is also still closed despite no landslide incident. Authorities closed off Cannon Road last month after steel bars for a slow protection project collapsed along Camp 6 in the municipality of Tuba. At baha din ang problema sa Pangasinan. Motorists had a hard time traveling through floodwaters in Alaminos. In the town of Bani, entire streets and houses were submerged in floods. And in Bacolod City, torrential rains battered this village in Barangay Bata. Tropical Storm Dodong has left, but we can't celebrate just yet. Pag-asa is monitoring a new low-pressure area east of Mindanao, which could develop into a cyclone in the coming days. If and when it does, it will be locally named Egay. Until then, it is still the southwest monsoon or habagat that will bring rains to Metro Manila, the Ilocos region, the Cordilleras, Central Luzon, and Western Visayas.
Up next, another government rebrand is in the works. Let's get to know Bagong Pilipinas more when we return. You're still watching the big story here on One News. Mukhang usong-uso yung rebranding sa gobyerno ngayon. Nung umalis ako,
Rebranding
Love
na
the
yung
Philippines. Pagbalik ko, meron ulit bagong brand. The latest, itong Bagong Pilipinas brand of the Marcos Jr. administration itself. Does that sound familiar to you guys?
It does, kasi may bagong lipunan dati with the
Tama.
whole march pa. I think kay Ferdinand Sr. yun.
That was the slogan of his father when he declared martial law. And it was also actually turned into a song. Pakinggan nga natin. Baka may music video na nag-aantay sa atin ng Bagong
Baka may
Pilipinas.
song.
But
Bagong song.
you just heard a short soundbite from Bagong Lipunan, a propaganda song during the Marcos Sr. era. And now 37 years since the fall of the Marcos Sr. administration, his son and now President Bongbong Marcos Jr. has launched a slogan that is described by an analyst as eerily similar to that of his father's. The Presidential Communications Office says the new theme of the Marcos Jr. administration calls for deep and fundamental transformation in all sectors of society and government. But some analysts and critics can't help but compare it to his father's Bagong Lipunan brand. Let's hear what they have to say.
So I'm sure maraming sasabi, even in terms of look and, di ba, sound, Bagong Pilipinas, Bagong Lipunan, di ba? Wala na lang kanta.
Bagong Pilipinas sounds too much like Bagong Lipunan. At alam naman natin kung gaano ka hindi naging bago yung lipunang iyon. Dahil hanggang sa ngayon, yung legasiya niya ng paglabag sa karapatang pantao, yung pagdarambong sa pera ng mamamayan at ng gobyerno.
That's political analyst Tony Lavinia warning that baka nga mangamba yung ilan And
Because
it
it
might
sounds
remind them
eerily
of
similar.
the martial law era.
Oo nga, pero gusto ko yung mga memes na lumabas. Kasi syempre, binabash na naman yung bagong logo. Favorite ko yung naka-Hervé Leger daw yung sun na outfit. Or naka-Bottega Veneta. Because of the woven thingies in front.
Pero naman iba nagsasabi, parang kapareho daw niya yung Angat Buhay logo ni Leni Robredo nung kampanya. Kasi medyo pa ganun eh. Pero meron naman nagko-contest na pyramid daw at hindi daw pabilog.
Pabilog.
So yun na naman nag-aaway
And
na
you
naman
missed
ang
the
mga
whole
netizens.
several days of conversation about the Pagcor logo.
No, I was tuned in from
It was turned from
Switzerland.
Switzerland. So do you like it?
It's not for me to say, but it does look familiar, similar to Petron's logo and the Tripper logo, I heard.
Ang
And
dami
they're
na
standing up for it, right?
Right.
So itong si Bagong Pilipinas, mukhang isang movement siya. It's not actually a government agency or a tourism slogan of some sort. And it's mixed reviews,
And
Some
the question
lawmakers
is,
didn't like
what's
it.
with the whole slew of rebranding efforts,
That's
right?
my
That's
question.
the timing of it all. It's a question as well. Well, we've heard the opinion of Senator Riza Ontiveros. What will other lawmakers think of the new slogan? Let's get the answer from Mayan Los Baños. Mayan, what do you have?
Yes, Reg, with this series of rebrandings in government, Senate Minority Leader Coco Pimentel had to ask, low governance na lang ba tayo ngayon? But for Senator Jesus Codero, the new slogan is inspiring and a symbol of a fresh start for the Philippines. He hopes this will urge government officials and employees to do better at their jobs. Meanwhile, Reg, Senator Joel Villanueva says the new slogan sets a direction of and objectives that the Marcos administration wants to accomplish. We also asked some random citizens on what they think of this brand. Some said they like the thought of a better Philippines, but others said it would depend on how the administration will be able to deliver on its promises. Reg?
Thanks for the update, Mayan Los Baños.
Ito, rebranding pa rin. Gretchen, you missed the second episode. Pagcor Chairman and CEO Alejandro Tenco defended the agency's new logo. Sabi niya, deadma sa mga basher. Tenco told reporters that he is not affected by criticism on their 3 million peso logo. He believes the agency made a good decision with this rebranding and says that they are standing by it. And for those questioning the logo's price tag, here is Tenco's explanation.
I'll be honest with you, I'm not affected at all. Mali po yung pag-iisip na yung 3 milyon para doon sa logo lamang. Meron pong pag-aaral na ginawa. At marami pong gamit na kailangan pang asikasuhin yung designer na yun.
And up next, netizens weigh in on Broadway icon Lea Salonga's viral video of her declining some fans' requests for a photo while inside her dressing room. The details on that when we return. Keep it here on One News.
Welcome back. You're still watching Big Story here on One News. A decades-old security policy is back at the NAIA. Get ready to take your shoes off again. Airport officials confirmed that the policy requiring travelers to take off their shoes at inspection counters was reinstated last week, July 10. They said it's part of, quote, enhanced security arrangements at the NAIA. It's not yet clear whether a security threat prompted officials to bring back this policy, which was put in place after a failed terror attack in 2001. Last year, X-ray machines were removed as part of initial security checks at the NAIA after passengers complained of long lines during screening.
Love the Philippines, indeed. Broadway actress Lea Salonga defended her actions in a now viral video where she denied taking pictures with Filipino fans in her dressing room following a performance of Here Lies Love. The video showed some fans asking Lea for a photo from outside her dressing room, claiming they know someone from the production team. Salonga said they aren't allowed backstage unless they are on the guest list for security purposes. She added that fans can wait outside where she will accept their request. In the caption of the uploader, Christopher Carpila, he addressed Salonga about the incident, saying he only wished to have a picture taken and hoped that as a fellow Filipino and a fan, he was to be given a little respect by the actress. Hours after the incident went viral on social media, Salonga broke her silence, emphasizing the importance of respecting the boundaries of artists. Let's watch that encounter that has since reached over 2 million views in just 2 days.
Hi, Miss Lea. Can we take pictures with you?
Who are you? I'm so sorry. I don't know who you are. Unless you're on the guest list, we cannot have you back here.
Sorry.
So you'll have to go to the door. I'm sorry, because if I allow this now, then other people are going to take advantage of this.
Sinabi naman niya doon sa video na pwede mag-antay yung fan kahit na doon sa may pinto pero sa loob ng pinto.
Yeah. Malinaw di ba? Sabi niya, I will grant the photo. And in fact, yung buong version, parang sinamahan pa niya. She escorted them all the way to that door. And she was like, here, we can take a picture here.
Yeah.
So I think props to Lea for being respectful to her fans.
And we were talking about this before during commercial break, and we were saying we have a dressing room here in our studios as well, right? So that's our private space.
Yeah.
Where you can be quiet, you can think, rest a bit.
It's highly private, right? You can't just have anyone barge in there and ask for this or that.
Right. All right, let's shift on over. Before we go, time for our big picture tonight. Gretch, did you miss this? All right, what you're seeing now is the Ibong Adarna, but no, not in the kingdom of Burbania. This beautiful bird was captured in the tropical forests of Mount Apo. Now, if you are familiar with the 16th century poem of the Ibong Adarna, local birders associated with this specimen, the Philippine trogon, one of the most colorful birds endemic to the Philippines. The male Philippine trogon exhibits brilliant colors, while the females have more muted tones, such as mustard yellow underparts and an olive brown head. Preferring seclusion, they find contentment in the shaded areas of our forests.
Nakita akong comment dyan parang nagulat siya. Sabi niya, hindi pala ganun kaganda. May ganun kasi parang, may nagsabi na ganun, di ako yun netizen yun. Kasi daw sa kwento ng Ibong Adarna, it sounds like a lot more colorful.
Kumbaga yung imagination niya yung
kind of colorful.
But this one says that ito yung female, yung medyo mas muted color.
Diba, in the bird world, like peacocks, laging yung men yung mas maganda. We are offended, hindi? It's to
But it's
attract
nice
the
to see it.
females.
It's nice to actually see it, the legendary Ibong Adarna.
I wonder, kung nag-poop sa'yo yung bird na to, itong trogon, kung maninigas ka rin or magiging bato ka. Kasi that's what they say about the Ibong Adarna.
All I got to say now after going to Switzerland, kasi sobrang ganda doon, sabi ko, parang blessed nila with natural resources. And just trying to think about the Philippines, tayo rin naman
Yes.
Yeah, our country is
We are
that
equally
beautiful.
blessed.
It's just a matter of managing what we have.
Yes.
Making
And
the
our
most of it,
infrastructure.
right?
Yeah.
That's true.
I think it's the infrastructure that you
look
miss,
past
Gretch.
the flooding at the airports.
Love
you
the
mean.
Philippines. Love the Philippines. And that's it for the show tonight.
We are One News, all sides, all the time.
Thanks for tuning in and have a good night.